A summoner has reconnected.
Alright, so we got... Alright, so we got a pause right now. So a lot DC already. Alright guys, so this will be Team Moodles versus Who Cares. And so looks like they're all going to be grouping up, so I'm sensing a possible invade. Ping's coming out for the north side of the jungle for blue. And I'm not sure if that means a ward or just invade, but at this point it looks like Wukong's splitting up, so it seems like that we might be having standard starts, but we'll have to see. So defensive ward put out right there by Wukong. Let's go ahead and turn this down a little bit. Alright, so scanner comes out saying we will not give you that vision. But it does seem we know where everyone's going to be starting now. We do see a 5-man group at that red buff, so I'm not sure if they're going to ping around to go through the back end, but we'll have to see. With Risewingers in that top lane already, if they do decide to invade, that's definitely going to be a free buff over to Team Moodles, but it seems right now they're just going to play it safe, or not. Yeah. We just digging in the trees over there like the monkey is. Alright. So the 155 about to tick down. Looks like we'll just have standard starts. And onward it shall be with Z. So it looks like Makai decides to put a defensive ward by the blue a little late, but that means Rise will probably get the level 2 first and a little bit of an advantage in lane, but what I'm excited is to see this bot lane. This is going to be guns a-blazing, quite literally, with 2 very all-in supports and 2 very bursty AD carries. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. For now, it looks like we just got standard starts. Pantheon and Wukong both starting at their bot lane jungles and heading towards the top lane. And Azir just shown that he does know how to play him. Just throwing a little welcome exchanges there in the mid lane. About even damage. But they both have some pots. But level 2 will be hit by the Team Moodles. So a little bit of a trade in their favor right now. But again, Janu so low. And Taiyi just showing his mastery of a champion, which that not a lot of people have. So honestly, Janu has just not played against many Azirs at this level. So it looks like Pantheon's going to be looking up here at this top lane, possibly for a gank. With Swain being forced back, he's going to have to be in. And let's see if he's going to get close enough for a stun in the Rune Prison. So stun does land on Catastrophe. The Rune Prison comes out. Hughes and Ease come out from both Tenoya and Lotte, and that will have to be forcing it back on Catastrophe. So low, and successful gank top for a good amount of damage. Taiyi, on the other hand, already making Swain go back, and yeah, this is just going to be a really weird lane, because not a lot of people, at least I know, play Azir. But again, this bot lane is what I feel is going to be just the most fun to watch. Bind does come out, and a little bit of wouldn't have to say a little, but a lot of damage coming out from Swain, picking up his second Doran's ring. GG. My bad, Sea-Moose. Just go ahead and fix all those. Alright. Now that everything is quite in order. So, warning ping coming out, telling him to just be careful. But with this lane frozen right here for Rise. I got you, Sea-Moose. So Woolly Mammoth and Bro is about a third health. With their supports being full health, I'm really interested to see, like, anything is going to be exchanged, you know. But who cares, just playing very safe in the bot lane. Probably waiting on a Wukong to come up. He is at Golems right now, so there is a possibility of a lane and or just normal jungle gank, but the Q being thrown in the face of Lucian, he's going to take a little bit more damage than he's wanted to. And top lane's a farm fest, but again, Tai Yi is just bullying so hard mid. He's going to have to force Wukong to show. And he does walk right over wards, so they will have vision, and the bot lane of this Moodle team is not going to be afraid. And so, we're looking at CS right now. Graves is denying Lucian, or at least forcing him to miss a lot of CS. He's up about 10 right now. And a good stand behind me to block most of that Q damage, but again, a gank make from Wukong. A lot of damage, but just Swain is too low to even follow up on that, and Tai Yi just bullying him so hard. But Swain has hit that 6, so as long as he has mana, he is going to be able to sustain that lane. Meanwhile, Pantheon is waiting back here. Now this bush is warded, so if he does try and go for that gank, and Leona going in, but Lotte will just immediately follow on Brello. A little bit of CC and a flash will have to come out. One more auto attack should do it, and the Q gives first blood. Leona caught up by the Braum pass, but it looks like she'll just be a little too tanky, and they'll back off with the first blood. So really good engage right there. Leona going a little too deep and not knowing where that jungle is. Unfortunate, but it looks like a little bit of a counter gank, and Wii U will be going in. The flash coming out, the Q probably... Oh, a really good stun coming out from Lotte, and he will go down, but he will save his AD carry, so worth. That probably would have been a double kill, if not even a triple with the CC and the level 6. But very, very well played by Lotte, sacrificing himself for that AD carry and only giving up one death. So while we look at the lanes right now, Lucian will get that BF sword over Graves' Cutlass. And Catastrophe is just dying in farm right now. That gank earlier from Pantheon just really put a large amount of pressure on his lane. But a good pink word coming out, and Janu will be able to take that Dota word out. Dota or Data or it's some sort of name like that. Yeah, so 1 kill apiece for the junglers, but Wukong is a little bit more heavy in farm. But Tai Yi again just bullying Swain so hard right now. And I'm not really sure until Swain gets some items how long he'll be able to sustain that lane. Azir is just so annoying with his soldiers. So level 5 to level 6. Oh, strike that. So level 6 is in the bot lane. I'm really curious to see how these 2VTs will end up. But it looks like we'll just have a lane reset. Yeah, so about a 1k gold lead to Who Cares right now. And it seems like Woolly Mammoth has been able to catch up and farm just a little bit, so he's not too far behind Borello. Borello going up in a good amount of damage on that. I don't know, if I were Braum, I would save my Q and just, if Borello does that again, Q him right in the face and try and get a stack quick Braum passive stun off. And again, game's going really slow right now. Just seems everyone just wants to farm up right now. Everyone's making their jungle pass, and so Borello goes up. The stun will go on amazing, but a good stand behind me to negate most, if not all, of that damage. And it looks like we'll just go back to farming right now. But Wukong is positioned for mid for a gank. Swain with the blue buff might be able to bait Tai into an unfortunate fight, but we with no flash. And a little too aggressive, I feel, from Janu, telegraphing that something is happening. But a gank does count down from Lotte. Crest of Honor is taken quite low, but the Braum stack will not go down. Alright. Alright, so let's just look at that real quick. Let's check out the bot lane real quick. So Pantheon actually ults down right into Crest of Honor, and a good ult coming out from Woolly Mammoth, but Lotte goes a little too hard and gives up a 1-for-1 kill, not worth, while in the mid lane, Wukong does manage to pick up a kill onto Tai. Just a really good gank. Curious to so really good channeled CC, and Tai throwing out that ult just a little too late, and that Ignite will tick down. So 3-2, a really good power play from Team Moodles, and that will get them a little bit more caught up. But a teleport down, and Catastrophe is actually going quite hard on them. But it looks like flashes will be exchanged, and Amazing will just be able to head out. Oh, but the Wukong coming from behind, he has no ult, and unfortunately with Wukong, that's the only CC he has. Unless they manage to flash for it. Liu going a little too hard. I don't know if this is going to be worth. Nope. He realizes his mistake, and unfortunately, the greed is real. So, Who Cares, despite being equal in kills, are actually 2 gold ahead just with that global gold. Notice that there is a lot higher amount of kill participation than there is. But, and again, if we look, this Ryze is going to be scary. He is more than double the CS of Maokai, and that's just something you never want to see as a lane opponent. Having your CS doubled is never a good thing. He did try and teleport down, but unfortunately was not able to get any kills, and ended up causing Liu to greed out a little too much, so the teleport not worth. And that will be down, while as Ryze still has his teleport up. Tai will take the tier 1 in the mid, while Crest of Honor decides to do a bit of roaming and get some sights down. Yeah, for right now, a 3k gold lead about, and I'm curious to see what we'll be doing for this first dragon. Because Tanoia still has his teleport up, so if they do decide to contest this dragon, but a gank in the mid lane, ult goes out, but a good QE, I believe, coming out from Tai to negate that gank, but it seems, but unfortunately that gank just gone. Wukong ult down, and Tai not having to burn ult or any more summoners. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it looks like Ryze and Pantheon might be scheming a little something. It seems that Ryze will just head out. Now, Pantheon does decide to come down. A good flash stun coming out. and melted Swain. Unfortunately, you do not have the items right now to heal that much damage up. And Woolly Mammoth will actually ult this wave. I'm curious to see what the move for Dragon will be. So the two-man Dragon right now, let's say with that passive and Azir just being able to pump up that damage, will be the first Dragon over to Who Cares. Meanwhile, Wukong is just chilling in the mid lane, pushing that lane out, and probably going to farm his wraiths. We got a really good rotation. Unfortunately, a little bit of miscommunication from Wukong and Swain that ultimately will cost them the dragon. So a little bit of a ping out saying that we know this bush is warded, so we need to be watching out for that. Yeah, so we've just seems that Woolly Mammoth is a little afraid of Crest of Honor and Barella right now. Barella's just been an incredible AD carry so far this split, and they are well within their rights to be a little bit timid right now. Alright, so ping from Pantheon. So the ult comes down from bottom. Pantheon right in the middle, gets the stun onto Bro. See if he can get that pass off. No, let's see if they'll turn onto Crest of Honor, and almost one more attack. The pass will go down, and wow. So really good communication from there. The Braum coming out, and Azir will rotate down for this tower. So well played by by Who Cares. Let's just go ahead and look at that real quick. So ult coming out from Braum, and almost a dead center ultimate. A little Crest of Honor tries to do what he can, but he just doesn't have the items at this point, and lobbing Pantheon with that passive crit on his E and its auto attacks will take him down. Just a really good rotation from Tai, letting him know that, hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and blow 2 ultimates here. Let's go ahead and get this tower down as well. So again, Who Cares is making all the right decisions right now and getting this vision game down. And Woolly Mammoth will actually recall right outside of a pink. That is just quite unfortunate, but yeah, so 3 to 5 kills and a 5k gold, almost 6k gold advantage lead. And despite Bros doing well in the bot lane, you know, keeping Lucian under control, the Pantheon and the just roams have just been a little too much for him to handle. And with this Rise being, again, more than double the CS of this Maokai, it's going to be really scary once they start grouping up. I know I gave the edge to Team Moodles for the team fights during Champ Select, but with this gold lead right now, I'm very curious. But a gank does come out from Wheel, a flash from Swain, the ult from Wukong, and we'll get the snare, and the Ignite will take him down, but a flash from Wukong will take him down. Crest of Honor might be going a little too deep, but just trying to get enough damage to get that passive off. So let's take a look at that mid lane gank. So just Tai throwing that ultimate out a little too late. We will see Pantheon on the top lane, spotted out by that sapling from Maokai, so but it does seem like Wukong is making a move towards the bot. And the stun will go onto, and I'm curious if they'll dive this. A flash and heal coming out from the bot lane. While that happened, it seems that Pantheon Tenoya just decided to take down Maokai. And it looks like Who Cares will just group together and try and hard push this tower with a minion wave right there. With Amazing being this low, I'm not quite sure with what they can do at this point. And Tenoya just on this Rise, just being an absolute just obnoxious pusher. I'm curious to see how they're going to be able to deal with this Rise, because at this point they have the early gold lead, and especially with a Rise that's already scaling very well. Oh my gosh, that damage. And that is just from one combo. If I were Maokai, I would force being that far down. So a little bit of a AD carry meet and greet, a couple of auto attacks exchange, but support's not with them, so they just tag a little auto attacks on each other and head out. Yeah, Tai, he has been very good on this Azir, keeping that Swain under control. But a little bit of a grouping, and with a minute left in this dragon, looks like that'll be the next play for both teams. So dragon up, and Lotte caught out. A good bind, and just the CC is too real. Tai will ult, but that is not what they want to see. 43 seconds into the next dragon, and Lotte being down. But again, Team Moodles does not have the timer and does not know when that dragon was taken. But we will go in. The damage coming out from Wukong, and will he be able to kill? Wukong is just going a little too hard, and a little bit of miscommunication, but will Jenu be able to get the kill? Yes, he will. Fortunately coming out the CC, and wow. Looks like we will continue to fight. Zenith Blade onto Amazing, but Gorilla will commit a great ultimate onto Nelia, but Pantheon is coming behind. And the damage from Pantheon is just so massive right now. The Brutalizer, Elder Lizard, and Last Whisper. Flashes exchange, and Crest of Honor will go out just in time for this dragon to spawn. And this will be the second dragon going over to Who Cares. And at this point, that'll give them almost about, my math is correct, about a 6 or 7k gold lead. And I am not sure what the game plan is right now for Moodles, but they better think of something quick. This Wukong Wii U seems to be the hope that this team needs. And although the kill scores aren't that different, the items right now are. Just it's everyone farming, but I actually am very impressed by Woolly Mammoth. Despite being bullied on, he has managed to farm up and almost get back into Graves, the CS level. I'd like to see a little bit of more word with Who Cares being this far ahead. I'd like to see a little more aggressive wars so they can go ahead and either deny or keep control of that jungle. So pings out coming from Swain, and Tiona does seem to take the wrong path because Pantheon is coming in. The ult from Wii will come out, and Nelia just takes the wrong path down. Lag OP. And tonight actually manages to stay alive. Tai with a great ultimate, and they will take down Groot. Wow. Tanoia, give Amazing a hand because he saved you so hard right now. But again, they're being so far ahead, they're allowed to make mistakes like this and not being able to push. And this will be a 20 Leona going in, but unfortunately just not being able to do too much to stop that. And that will be versus base, Nexus, and Inhib Tower down. And they might turn on this. Catastrophe going low. We'll take down Pantheon, but I'm curious to see what Janu will do. So little too ham, and they will pay for it by 2 kills. 3 kills actually, but amazing will have to flash. But yeah, still worth. Stayed a little too long, got a little too greedy to try and fight this, saying, guys, we're ahead. We can go ahead and fight this, but again, Lucian was just so low from the tower hits that he wasn't really able to do much. A little better wording, I'd like to say, but Crest of Honor just takes that out right away and says, "You will not have this vision." So Tanoia looking to make a pick. It is not warded. And I'm curious to see if he'll actually ult to get that speed buff that he'll need. Nope. Snare does come down, the Q coming out. And he'll decide to turn away and say, hey, I'm in lane, you better get the heck out of here. So I'm really liking the vision control coming from red side. We've got a pink around Baron, they've got some deep wards in their north and south jungle. And this is exactly what they need to be doing. But a pick comes out, the stun us from the Lotte. The Braum ultimate comes out, does knock up Janelle. Crest of Honor is surely the next person though. But 3-man Wukong coming in, and I'm not sure how they're going to be able to deal with this damage. A great ult from Tai, but he will go down. And Crest of Honor is just a little too tanky, but will go down. And the burst from Lucian is just too much. But this surely will be a tower for who cares. A very messy team fight, which will give them 3 for 4, but that will mean losing this tier 2, and with super minions on the Nexus, almost losing a Nexus tower, this surely will be another tier 2 for who cares. And again, just too many people going in one-on-one, and being this far behind, they need to make sure to have that vision and call out their picks nice and quick. Unfortunately, it started with someone getting caught out by Lotte, and no hesitation to make him pay for that. But pings from Baron did come out. And with Team Moodles having no vision of this, I'm curious to see if they'll do a 3-man Baron. And it looks like they will. Lotte being so far ahead and having that much damage will be able to and it seems like with the inhibs down, this will be a free Baron for Team Moodle for who cares. Maokai actually having the teleport in, but the teleport is wasted. They do lose the Nexus, and this surely will be game after 1 if not 2 pushes. And again, just keeping this vision control. I do like what Who Cares is doing. It looks like they will decide to tank this up. I lied, they have a minion wave coming. Lotte does go in on Bro. He will have to flash and dash out. The Braum ult coming out, and Jimmy will just go down in an instant. Meanwhile, Tanoia does decide to go in. And this surely will be game. In him going down, and already a wave of super minions coming in. But actually they decide to ping out Dragon. With that inhib coming up, troll inhib. Liu going in just for some poke. Leona with a defensive ult, but a little wasted there. That tower was going down, you don't have Swain, so 4v5 is not going to work in your favor. But again, Team Moodles is just a little bit too far behind, and the defensive ult's coming out is just not what they want to be doing right now. It looks like Who Cares will just pick up this dragon. It will be warded, so they will have the timer, but they won't be able to do anything about it. Looks like they'll just pick up this dragon base, buy, and go for that final push. It's a do or die for Team Moodles right now, and they have to make something happen. Either get a pick or just some sort of thing to help their tourney. Oh, and it looks like this might be it. The root coming out from Leona and Zia doing it. Tanoya just being so tanky, and will he go down? Meanwhile, Quest of Honor is going down. We will pick up that kill. Tai is surely in a bad position right now, but with the Ignite ticking, will he take down Barella? He will! And a 2-for-1. Not bad, but Latte coming in with all that damage. The flash comes out, the stun, and unless Braum can follow up, I'm sure the ultimate coming from Wukong, and a great Leona ultimate. And it looks like Braum will have to flash out, and getting a little too aggressive. And again, this is what Team Moodles needs to help coming back into the game. With that top lane push, with that massive wave of supers, this being low, they're gonna have to hopefully either get some home guard boots or something, because this is just so much pressure on the map for them. 2 inhibs down, and although they were able to make a couple picks, they were not able to take any objectives just because they were so far behind. But it looks like they'll be able to starve off this minion wave and turtle a little bit longer. And again, like I said before, the team fight from Team Moodles is so good with all that CC they provide. From Wukong, Maokai, Swain, and that's 4 sources of, strictly champions CC, where Tasfree has 2 forms, Leon has 3. There's so much CC and utility coming out that if they are able to make a pick, a person is surely going down. But it looks like Who Cares will do the smart thing with both hitting hibs down and the pressure coming from top and mid. They will group as 5 and try and get some pressure on this bot, taking everything nice and slow, and a ton of pings coming out saying, hey guys, let's just go ahead and play it nice and safe and take these towers down. But this could be it, so a 3-man root from Swain, and the lags are OP. The flash is out, the Wukong's coming. Oh my gosh, ultimates are throwing left and right. But again, a 2-for-1. Let's see if I can rewind that real quick so we can see what happens. So so again, the ultimate from Wukong and Leona coming out, but the disengage from Tai Yi and Braum is just too much, and they will go down. And this surely will be the game. Minions pressuring top inhib. That tower will go down if they do not go back to defend that. And I would not be surprised to see them just push this all the way in. But again, playing it safe and saying, guys, let's take it one baby step at a time, get all these inhibs down. But they are a little bit low on health. Maokai decides to initiate the flash in from Rise right onto Barella, and he will go down. My gosh. And again, that Rise, with that CS advantage early, was just able to keep farming and buying his items. Wukong will decide to go in for some pity kills, but the Braum passive was too strong. Ult from Wukong will come out, will take down Rise. At this point, there is just not much they can do. They will have to back for now, but they will probably just base. Say, guys, we've got the 3 inhibs down. Let's take a nice stroll down the mid lane and end this game. With that 20k gold, if you guys look at this right now, Team Moodles has only gotten 1 objective this game. And that just goes to show that even though the kill difference isn't that, far apart, only 6 kills separating the 2 teams, League of Legends is a game of objectives, and 2 dragons, a baron, and 10 towers. That just shows that that gold lead is just too much for them to handle. Now, I will say they will have to be a little bit careful because they are going in little two-man squads right now. But at this point, honestly, there's just not much Team Moodles can do against who cares. Mote has just been really good. I will have to say Azir has played Tai on that Azir. Played very well. Outbowling a Swain in lane and keeping him down. But the crits. And Crest of Honor surely will go down to that calling. And they decide, hey guys, let's just go ahead and take an ace. Wukong getting a nice ultimate, but he surely will go down. The Braum passes will stop that. And all that CC from Azir, my lord. All that CC just coming out. And then minions will stop the pentakill, and GG well played coming out.